Hello, Glitch Ripper here. In other words, the original card game for the win. And I think I'm about to do it. I think I'm about to get my achievement that I was after, which should be pretty much the last one, except possibly another few. But it's one of the last ones that I can get in-game at this time, without doing just a whole bunch of multiplayer versus. But I won't be able to get anything ranked because I've informed of the situation. But this is going to be one of the last ones you can do basically in single player, that doesn't involve quests and all that jazz. But I got this card here, Shaman of the Pack, and special note about how this game works. Whenever anything references the number of things that you have, it will tell you that. Like, in this case, the number of elves you control. I control 18 elves, it says right here. This is something that can only really happen in electronic format, where it just automatically tracks it for you. But basically said, I'm in a very special opportunity right here, because I have to control 20 elves at a time to get the achievement. Now, I've had... This has been a particularly lucky match, because I had the computer corralled pretty much from the start. Although it's got in more than a few good hits, as you can see from my life points. But the thing is, I have an absolute boatload of my land loaded here. So I have all the mana I can want to burn. And I've activated this, the legendary Planner Bridge. If you pay 8 generic mana and tap it, you can search your library for any permanent card, put it onto the battlefield, and then shuffle your library. Yeah, that's way more insane than that little bit of text would indicate. Because if you really know Magic the Gathering, that is an absolutely absurd ability that has not been around for a long time. There's been some things kind of like it before, but it's not something that's very common. Like, throughout all of Magic the Gathering history, you rarely have a just search for anything and put it down type thing. Or even just put it into your hand type thing. I mean, it does come up on once in a while, and there's some in these sets, and there's even some in recent sets, but it just doesn't come up very often. And it usually allows you to seriously manipulate the field, because you can then choose whatever you like. And I have been using that repetitively to get more of my elves in play, including key elves like the Lys Alana Huntmaster. And her special abilities, whenever you cast an elf spell, you may put a 1/1 green elf warrior creature token on the battlefield, so I've used that to up my number of elves by about 5. So that's kind of a partial key here. Another one is one I'm about to put on the field, because right now I actually have that activated. I'm in mid-action. You can tap this little button here to either minimize or maximize what it's doing. So, in case you haven't seen that come up before, that's what's up with that. But there's other key elves to getting this to work. And some of them you wouldn't think are really that big of a deal until you really start trying to do this achievement and realize it takes pretty much everything you got. And so I'm researching my deck to find what I need, because there's one that will give me 2 elves for the price of 1. And I know that I have another copy in my deck. But I need to search through to get it. And because this is going immediately, then it's going to not be considered cast, but it is on the battlefield. So you have to think of abilities like that. Here it comes. Dwinnen's Elite. Dwinnen's Elite enters the battlefield if you control another elf, put a 1/1 green elf warrior creature token on the battlefield. This is something I've used a few times to also buff my number of elves. And now I'm going to use this right on, and should pop up the little achievement thing. Aha! Master of the Hunt. Perfect. Now, really going with the hunt in more than one way, I have Shaman of the Pack still loaded and ready to go. And now it officially says I control 20 elves. Of course, you saw the little pop-up for the achievement. And so here on Magic Duels, I'm about to get one of the trickiest, hardest ones to get. Now, this one is at the less than 5% of players have this type achievement. At least the last time I checked. I mean, with the game the way it is now, and everybody's got every single card there is, it can really allow you to take some time, strategize, and finish off what you've been really trying to do, because you may have been trying to get a key card and couldn't because of luck, but now that everybody that still has Magic Duels has all the cards, that's not a factor. Entirely, anyhow. I mean, it's kind of like here with my black and green elf deck, you still have to actually get the cards. And I lucked out pretty early on in that I got the Planner Bridge in my hand initially, and I just had to wait until I had enough land to really use its ability. So after that happened, it just really took off where, yeah, I'm so in control, I can literally just do whatever I want right now. And this is... So basically I have my opponent just cowering in fear, because if I unleash my another combo I've got on the field, they're basically instantly dead. But I want to finish off with an elf in honor of this achievement. So I am actually going to use Shaman of the Pack as an actual finisher here. So I will cast this, and as it says, whenever it enters the battlefield, target opponent loses life equal to the number of elves you control. To the elves are Spears of Compass. To the Boggarts, a Harbinger of Doom. Well, it's pretty much to my computer-controlled enemy right now, because they will literally be losing enough points of life to one-shot them from starting health. So this is officially an insane way of finishing it off. Now, to illustrate why the enemy has been not attacking for quite some time and have been cowering in fear, even though it's a computer, is because I have a Rogue's Passage, and it allows me to make a creature unblockable until end of turn, and I have a creature with insane power and toughness and lifelink, so I can basically just go into a feeding frenzy anytime I'd like. So they're going, oh, if he hits me with that, I'm screwed, because it has more attack power than they have points of life left. But this will be the end of the computer right now. This will be it. As soon as I play this, it is over. So let's watch the hilarity as the life points drop to about -17. And I also trigger the effect of another card twice over. Yeah, I'm literally going to have, let me see here, 22 elves whenever I hit this, and 23 when this hits the battlefield. And I select my opponent, because it is a targeted opponent thing, it's not every. And goodbye! Yeah, okay, make that -20, because the number of elves went up before it even got cast. And it included itself, so -20. That is just ridiculous. So I know I kind of cut to the chase there, but that took a lot of setup. Now, the question is, if I go to... And the thing is, here's a weird thing about this. Since quests are, in essence, no longer applicable and locked out, you can't look at your achievements through quests, but you can still do that from activating Steam directly. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to activate Steam directly. And view games library, please. Is it not doing it because it's active? Yeah, I think it's like that. So I'm going to have to pop out of here for a moment and then pop back in whenever I've got Steam ready. So just a moment. Okay, I'm back. I had to stop recording entirely to get this to work out for a little while, and then get back on and make sure that this was active first, and it was a little bit of a juggling thing, but, yeah, it's funny. I usually ignore the whole, suggestions thing, and, but anyhow. Back to this. Never mind the fact that a lot of things on Steam don't show up when you're recording on Steam. Yeah. But you can see some of these are considerably rarer than others. And I think I showed that before. But the fact is, I just got Master of the Hunt. And as you can see, that was a very rare achievement, because that is at 2.9%. And that's still as of now. That's kind of insane that that's really that rare. I mean, you'd think you just put enough time into doing it, like a lot of time I've played on this game, that eventually you'd figure out how to pull it off. I guess some people just aren't really persistent. I mean, whatever happened to patience? I don't know. I mean, it really is apparently a dying art, is to have patience, apparently. That's very sad. But anyhow, I got one just by figuring out and waiting for the situation to come to me, and bingo. So I have one of the rarest, and apparently if you've got the game still, you still can get achievements. I also recently got another one that it was the one for getting Chandra Roaring Flame to deal enough damage over time. That one was also apparently rather rare. Although I can't seem to figure out a way to scroll it to that right now, which is weird. But there might be a way. Let me see if there's a way to do that. I'm not sure if I can from here this exact way. Can I can't click achievements. That's not working either. Okay, so apparently whenever you're recording on Steam and you have it active at the same time with Lightcam that's been downloaded from Steam, it has this feedback that apparently it doesn't like. So I'm not even sure if I can click anything right now at all. Actually, can I? I can. I can click things. It's not very much, but it just makes it very tricky. Now, you can, of course, record games on Steam, but you can't apparently do the actual Steam page very well unless you set it up kind of like this, where you carefully have that on in advance, to the right size in advance, and then you start recording, and even then it tends to lock you out from doing some things temporarily. So it's kind of weird, but whatever. Again, just demonstrating the fact that I just got an insanely rare achievement, and it just took me the kind of effort that I'm perfectly fine with. So, yeah. I guess a lot of people just aren't really as hardcore with Magic the Gathering as I am, so. But that's fine. It's just proof that I'm hardcore with Magic the Gathering, so. Yeah. I'll be logging off for now because that's pretty much a big stamp of holy moly, I just pulled something fantastic off. So, yeah. I'll be logging off. Hope to hear from y'all later. Bye for now, everybody. And remember, MTG forever.